Hi everyone, in this video you're going to learn about um, those breathings in humans. Like we're going to talk about the structure of lung and how we breathe. Yes, probably like this. So first, it must start from the nose. The nose here is our nose, right? So inside we got a nasal cavity, which can got some mucus secreting cells that can secrete some snot, or we can say mucus, which when you snort, you're snorting out, you got some snot right there. Yeah, that's the mucus. And you got hair in it, right? Yeah, that's what you can observe. You don't even need me to say it. But after the nasal cavity, it went down to the pharynx. The pharynx, the lower one is epiglottis. Yeah, the epiglottis is a soft bone that can just separate you from choking. If you eat food, you got two tunnel. One is your trachea, one is your esophagus. So to prevent it, you got the epiglottis. Yeah, and after that, you got your pharynx. You lower into pharynx is how we speak, vibrating the air. Yeah, and after it you can go inside is where our main biggest tunnel, which is called trachea. It is made up of some C-shaped cartilage, and yeah, C-shaped cartilage, and it got a ciliated epidermis, which the use is to swipe out some dirty stuff like dust or something that might irritate your lung, and it will swipe to your pharynx, let you to throw it out or just swallow it. Yeah, it might sound disgusting though. After that, you may go to the bronchus. After the trachea, you go to the bronchus. Bronchus is made up of some cartilage plate, and yeah, just that. And it is all made up by some elastic or some muscles. And then it is also ciliated, the epidermis. And then we can move on to some larger bronchioles, which already got no cartilage, only just some muscles and some elastic tissue. And also, it also got ciliated epidermis. And then we can move on to smaller bronchiole, also the same actually. And then it's the air sac. Air sac, it got water film inside. I might just show a graph here because it got a water film inside, and yeah, that's where we do exhalation and inhalation and respiration. So after we know the structure, so basically lung is just a elastic tissue, and within it it got some muscle inside probably. And yeah, but how actually we breathe, that's an interesting question actually. So we got this um it's called, as I remember, it's called cart- cartilage also, the rib cage. I mean the rib cage. The rib cage, it is made up of so many bones, all right? And as you breathe, those bones connect actually is with some intercostal muscle. And also under the lung there is a diaphragm, which normally is this shape, but when you breathe it will just stretch it out. It cause a, just like suck the air out and causing the lung to expand. And so because the air pressure inside the lung become low, so for the physics, high air pressure will go to low air pressure, right? So therefore, the air will auto go inside our lung to do respiration. Yeah, that's how. So basically, when you are breathing, you need to control a diaphragm to is a stretch or yeah. I mean, you need to let your diaphragm in intercostal muscle to contract, causing it like a suction and suck the air inside our lung. But actually, if we got no lubricant, our lung will actually just somehow break. So between our intercostal muscle and our rib cage to our lung, actually got some pleural fluid. Yeah, the pleural fluid just acts as a lubricant. Yeah, that's it. And then we might just gonna talk about like how we actually breathe. Like when we breathe, actually lung is not a space, right? As we talk about, we got air sac. The air sac is going to do what we call respiration. But how? Actually, it is like using concentration gradient. The diffusion, the action is diffusion, and when oxygen and air, just fresh air inside, the deoxygenated blood just go right here, just near the air sac, and then those oxygen, because of those concentration gradients, it will just diffuse to the water film. Yeah, air sac, it got water film. Yeah, I guess I showed the picture already. So it diffuses the water film through the cell and to the blood, and then the deoxygenated blood, we got oxygen, right? What about those carbon dioxide? So for carbon dioxide, it will just also diffuse out. Yeah, that's it. Easy, right? Diffuse out to the water film and to the air sac, and then we exhale and yeah, air out. That's it. Easy, right? It's actually so easy. And because it is including some blood stuff, so we're going to talk about it later, not this video. It's just surrounded by some capillaries, that's what we call it, capillaries, and those red blood cells just carry those oxygen. Yeah, that's it. So now for summary, to know how we breathe and those structure, start from our nose to our nostril cavity to our epiglottis, and then larynx, trachea, bronchus, bronchiole, air sac. Yeah, that's it. So you need to remember, because there's some graph actually. The graph is like I will probably just show a graph here. Because the graph is like you need to know about as I show the example graph, the lower point is actually inhalation and the upper point is actually exhalation. Why? Because imagine that if you got a lung, right? Now our diaphragm and our intercostal muscle all contract. What we do, rib cage, if lift up our rib cage and our diaphragm contract, causing it suck our lung down, expanding the space. But at the same time, because expanding the space, causing it like same air molecules inside, the number of molecules is same, right? But the volume increase. So what will happen? It will lower the air pressure, right? So air pressure decrease is meaning that it's actually sucking air inside. So as the graph has shown, the air is actually being sucked down into our lung, which is called inhalation. And so the higher point, which is called exhalation. Why? Because we just relax our diaphragm, causing it from this into this. So it will auto push out the air back to atmosphere. So when the pushing action, it will compact or compress those air molecules. so which will causing a higher air pressure in the graph. Yeah, that's it. That's what you need to know, and for exam, yeah, or whatever. I guess I don't miss anything, so yeah, bye.